It starts with one viewing of Robin Hood, and then you're watching Rescue Rangers, and then you're like, huh, Gadget's kind of cute.
Wait, I can understand that guys say this, but I'm kind of confused that you say this, Keyframe.
Well, no, my version was Basil in The Great Mouse Detective.
Ah, those British accents.
That was my rodent crush.
Sounds like an awesome point to start this show. Hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. ANY and Keyframe one about random drivel. Today with our guest, the Abbey Roadie. Welcome to the show. And hello. For some reason this seems to be a constant thing now that apparently your spot is now here and the guests are over there. I don't know why. I even changed your name on Skype in order to get you in your spot again. But
well, look, dearie, it's the one time in my life that I get to be on the higher ground than you and be on top, so might as well.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
It's over, ANY. She has the higher ground.
I hate you.
Anyways, Lauren, please tell us, how was your week or any other stuff in recent history?
I mean, I first feel like she should say who she is to the people who don't know who she is.
This might be a thing. That's a problem when you get friends over here. You always are like, hey, nice to see you again. And then it's like, wait, you guys have no clue who this is.
So anyway, to the chat, to anybody listening and or watching, I am the Abbey Roadie, also known as Lauren, also known as Keyframe's longtime friend, almost a decade now. I am an animator, character designer, illustrator, graphic artist, and a podcast guest.
And as I learned just moments ago, an actual Finnish professional.
Yeah, well, I've been a professional for a few years now.
Yes, so as I just figured out, I thought...
Just for the record, I started out working for Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. So I was working on parrot t-shirts and awesome stuff like that for a global brand. And now I'm working for another global brand. But I can't talk about much of what I'm doing because I have an NDA. So
me and her actually got our professional jobs around the same time, actually. Because you started Margaritaville when I started work for DA Games. So
exactly.
We're very hand in hand.
So now that we know who you are, how are you?
How am I doing?
Yeah, how was your week?
It was good. It was good, busy. And actually, if I can at the very least say what I'm doing, it has to do with a famous mouse. That's all I can say about it.
Basil?
No, not Basil. Close.
Get over your crush, girl.
Shut
and
up.
It's not Jerry.
Up, gadget trash.
It's not. Not Chucky.
God, no, I would feel bad for you. But did you do anything else this week besides your job and stuff?
No, pretty much just work. But it's good.
Well.
It's. I'm like, I'm sorry, I lead an office job, and then I just like listen to Disneyland music all the time, and musicals.
Not Disney music, Disneyland music.
Yeah. I heard this.
Be in the parks all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it while we were there doing pre-Christmas time in November. And Goofy was singing Disney's Christmas songs, whatever. So yeah, Keyframe, anything interesting going on in your life since last Sunday?
So I went to a funeral.
Is this now the...
That's gonna be my new thing, a morbid thing to start off it, so it goes up from there. But no, what I did this week, actually, I started my new contract work for a YouTuber, because well, when you're a freelance artist, you mostly work with online people, but because besides my full-time job with DA Games, I'm a freelancer. And, doing my own stuff. I'm a freelancer. I work for different contract things. Some stuff I can't talk about right now, but they're like comic industry things that are independent comic labels and book illustration, but it's stuff that I have non-disclosure, so I can't say. But the things that I don't is YouTubers. And there was this really sweet girl, and she goes by the name of Elsie Lovelock on YouTube. And also, she used to be known as Sweet Poffin. And she's really famous for doing covers of Disney songs. Her most famous cover is a gender-bent cover of Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame. She is a fantastic singer. And I met her at the Screenwave party at MagFest with when we were doing karaoke and all this stuff. And I sung karaoke with Wooly from Two Best Friends Play. And I was hanging out with her and I was dancing with her. And I showed her my art and she was like, "Oh, your stuff is very good," because she's British. And yeah, now I have contract work with her. So because she wants to, instead of just going to Google Images or DeviantArt and getting artwork, she wants to actually have custom artwork made. And so I started work with her. And that was my week of doing Miguel from Coco, because she's doing a cover of Remember Me. And she was like, "Can you get this done in like a day and a half?" And I was like,
she's got it.
I've got it.
And it was a lot of fun to do non-pony stuff. And not that I don't like pony, but it's like I've been working on background work for DA games, so I haven't been able to do character stuff. And then I've been working on pony stuff for BabsCon coming up. So I've been kind of stuck without being able to do humans or anthropomorphic things. So having that stuff to put in my portfolio and also just to work on, it feels so good, especially with people saying that I'm only a pony artist. But my week was just drawing humans, and that was great.
Yay, for humans.
What about you, Mr. 9 to 5?
This basically describes my week. Usual week, mostly occupied with work in the evenings, occupied with Heroes of the Storm, still trying to get over it. Oh yeah, I could play the Get Over It.
Have you played Getting Over It?
No, I haven't. I mean, at this point, I have seen too many Let's Plays. At this point, it would be silly because I know the level, so it would just me figuring out the mechanics and maybe ranging it a little bit. Also, I learned, this is maybe something that happened this week, I relearned why I usually play single-player games.
Oh, yeah.
When it gets competitive...
There's a story here.
No, the story is actually not very deep. It's just like when I play multiplayer and the other team is just dominating, I get super salty.
Even with friends.
Especially with friends. And even if we are winning, if I just suck, if I just play bad, if I am not good enough, whatever, try to find a past version of get good. Challenge for everybody.
When you get wrecked instead of good.
Yeah, basically. So even if we win, at the end of the day, when I sucked during the play and was nothing doing but dying, and at this point I'm nearly level 100, so I spend a lot of time in this game, and when I still suck, I'm getting salty as hell. And she can confirm, and Yuri, Crimson Tie as well.
You're nearly level 100, dear. Don't worry, one day you'll get there.
Yeah,
just
but
like me.
You see, I get to level 100 by playing with friends, which gives you an XP boost. You got there by yourself, which basically means you don't have friends.
Oh. Lauren, do I have friends?
You have me.
But you don't play HOTS,
oh,
so...
No.
How good of a friend are you really, Lauren?
I've known her longer than I've known you.
How many hours of HOTS have you played with her?
You're going to say time.
Okay, point made.
Point made.
I guess since this week was kind of uneventful for all of us, I guess move on to media.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, moving on to media. So, since you brought a million bazillion screenshots, so maybe you want to start with you, Keyframe.
It's only because these two musicals, you have to see how they made it go to stage. That's the only reason why. But no, I'm a musical geek. I think anyone who knows basic knowledge about me knows that I love musicals. And so during this week, since I was working, I was watching and listening to musicals to have something to do. And on Netflix, they have the Shrek musical, which it's not running anymore. Yeah. Well, but yeah, the Shrek musical isn't running anymore, but it was a Tony-nominated musical. I don't know if it won anything, but it was definitely nominated. And honestly, with full seriousness, this is better than the actual movie.
What?
It is.
What?
It as a structurally and how this narrative flows and being a satire of Disney things, it is better than the actual movie.
Huh.
The characters are more it feels like you got Shrek 2 and character fleshing out and actually liking the stuff and put it with the cynicism and satire of Shrek 1. It's the greatest mix of both of those movies, and it became the musical.
I have the feeling Chet doesn't believe you.
No, watch it. It's really good. And honestly, with how they translated these animated characters to stage, the makeup is really good, especially for Shrek. And the donkey is a little bit to get used to, but I wouldn't imagine it any other way. It's pretty much how they do like the donkeys and stuff in Shakespeare musicals, like Midsummer Night's Dream and all that shit. But my favorite costume that they have in there is for Farquaad. That was the other picture. This actor, who is a character from Spamalot, he was from Spamalot originally, he does the entire performance of Farquaad on his knees.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's just fake,
just
fake legs and feet on his thighs
and everything.
Yeah, and he go on YouTube. That's probably what we're going to have to link in the description because unless you have Netflix. There's the Tony performance of What's Up Duloc, which is Farquaad's big number. And just seeing him dance around and everything while on his knees, and it still looks really good, is amazing. And the music is really good too. And having songs actually makes the story flow better than the original movie. Which I'm kind of with Doug from, Nostalgia Critic, is that the first movie is a talking head movie. It's dialogue heavy, which is fine, but the songs make it more animated and more lively and better. Well, I can't recommend the Shrek musical enough. However, there's a, and it doesn't have the right to be as good as it is, but there's one musical that tops it in it should not be as good as it is.
Oh, do tell. What could it be?
On Broadway right now.
This can't be good.
Actually, a hit Broadway show, too. It is actually expected to be nominated for a bunch of Tonys.
This must be something Andrew Lloyd Webber or something high class, I'm pretty sure.
It's the SpongeBob musical.
Say what?
The SpongeBob musical actually did not start on Broadway. It started in Chicago, and then it moved to Broadway. But I thought that I saw production stills for what this was going to look like, and I was like, this is going to be trash. I couldn't be more wrong. It is honestly, music-wise, one of the best musicals I've heard in a while.
You are just okay. I have a feeling.
I actually would say of like the modern musicals that we have right now, which is like Heather's, Dear Evan Hansen, that stuff.
Is it April Fool's already?
I like the Heather's soundtrack.
I call April Fool's.
No, I am not at all. The SpongeBob musical is actually better than Heather's, in my opinion. But like, here's the thing. Before I show. Why is this so good? It's like it has an unfathomable amount of effort and star power behind it. Because on the album art, where you see like who helped make the music for it, you have, and why I probably wouldn't know half of these artists, but these are like big stars. David Bowie.
Okay.
Panic at the Disco. John Legend, Aerosmith, T.I., like a bunch of people who have had multiple platinum hits wrote the music for SpongeBob the Musical. One of David Bowie's last contributions to the world was making a song for SpongeBob the Musical. I can't stress this enough how flabbergasted I am and how good it is. And honestly, how they made the characters look like Mr. Krabs instead of claws is boxing gloves. And I'm like, this is so stupid that I love it. But like,
Gary's on a skateboard to move him around.
to make him to my other musical fans in the chat, the person who plays Karen is actually Christine from Be More Chill, which is cool. And how they do Plankton is my favorite out of all of them. Is the actual little character, the actual Plankton is just a little little pin on the character's costume while he has like an eye patch and shit. And then there's it's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so good. And the plot of the musical is essentially an episode. It's
I believe
there's
a
volcano that's about to erupt, and Plankton is trying to use that as a villainous scheme to hypnotize the town. SpongeBob though wants to save the day. Blah blah blah.
I have a feeling he is Plankton, isn't he?
I have to say the weird.
And on the right?
Yeah, and yes, yes, that is. And then there's Squidward. So what they did with Squidward's costume is that they attached extra legs to the pants. So when he dances around, he has his normal legs, and then there's just a bunch of extra legs.
Oh yeah, you can see him on the left.
It's actually pretty damn clever how they're like, well, we're not going to put them all in like full body costumes. How are we going to translate this? And I'm like, you know what? Not bad. I couldn't imagine anything better. But like, and also they got Bert from the Mary Poppins musical to play Squidward, which is great. But the thing about it though is,
Jolly old with SpongeBob.
A lovely day for SpongeBob. Great. But the thing I have to say that is why I think I like it so much. Besides the fact that it's objectively just really good music and choreography and acting. I grew up with SpongeBob. I was a little kid. I'm technically the same age if you count when the pilot was made in '97. So I grew up with the stuff. And I saw it get turned to shit after the movie. But watching it, I felt that joy that I felt when I was like 5 years old and watching the show on TV. And I've never felt that innocent, pure happiness towards something in a long time. Even the joy I feel watching musicals like Hamilton, Dear Evan Hansen, there's a little bit of cynicism to it because they're dark subjects. But no, This is just fun and happy and pure. And I feel disgusted by how much I like it, but I do.
And you should feel disgusted.
I would say the best song from the SpongeBob musical that I would recommend people to listen to is David Bowie's song, which is called No Control. And it sounds like a legit David Bowie song. And if you've ever wanted to hear Plankton rap, listen to When the Going Gets Tough. And those are my recommendations. Those are my favorite songs. But yeah, I can't believe I'm saying it, but go listen to Shrek and SpongeBob the Musical. Your Keyframe recommendation. You will be as surprised as I was.
The soundtracks are both really catchy. Really, and really good. Just like actually genuinely good. It surprised me.
Yeah.
I guess
Lauren,
so it does to everybody.
Well,
I know, right? I'm just looking at the. I think they're pink because of the bottom, but I don't know. But enough with shocking. Lauren, what's your media?
I've been. If any of you kind of listen to or watch Brutal Moose, I've been watching a lot of his food reviews. If you have been keeping up on his channel, I don't know. Have you been doing that?
I've watched Brutal Moose's food reviews, but I did not expect that to be your media.
It's mostly because it's so different for him to be. I have to get a link up here really fast so that way you all can witness what I'm witnessing. It's just so different. You don't see somebody reviewing frozen foods or doing old recipes from like a Betty Crocker cookbook from the 50s. It's just different, you know? And his editing, it just keeps getting better and better. If anything, it's an exercise in his editing. But I've been honestly watching and listening to those, and it's almost like a time warp. It's like a time capsule that.
I mean, I literally can't find anything, so I need a little bit of help here after all.
Yeah,
Lauren,
I know.
Got the perfect thing for you, buddy. If you like food, if you like some great non-content, I got a person called Krendor that you'll love. He goes into his friends' refrigerators and reviews what's inside of them.
Yeah, I've been watching the animations based off the Cox and
Ooh, I might have misspelled it. Brutal Moose with a double O.
Yes.
Ah.
That's why I'm like, I'm going to put up a link to one of his many, surprisingly many food reviews, and actually, I think what I want to really do is do something from his retro recipes. It's gonna be, if I can get it pulled up here. You want to create a study. Ignore the sound.
I will do my best.
Okay, so here I have a link here.
Sounds all the time.
And it's actually quite fascinating. Let me put this up here. Can I put it up in our chat or in the Twitch chat?
Maybe Twitch chat. Twitch chat, because
I guess everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. But you were saying that you've also been watching the animated Cox and Crendors.
Yes, and actually seeing that there are more and more animations coming out. So that's really awesome that they kind of have it a little bit more steady in terms of producing content.
I think it's just because they made a more streamlined style with the.
I do have the one that I do want to share from that in the chat if people haven't seen it yet. Here, let me get that pulled up for you.
Is it the Nick Cage one?
Huh?
Is it the Nick Cage one? I love the Nick Cage one.
So he's not just reviewing, but he's actually cooking himself, isn't he?
Yes, he actually does, and that's what I think is really cool. Is he takes old in History Kitchen, he takes old recipes and he tries to make something of them, and it's just like, it's really great because then you see how different it was to try. What was the standard of cooking and what defined recipes and stuff in a different time period. And so let me put a Brutal Moose in the chat over here.
But yeah, link to Brutal Moose definitively down in the description for everybody not watching live. Oh, and Cox and Crendor, always good.
Always.
That Nick Cage one is one of the best ones they've ever done.
Oh, it's the most recent one, isn't it?
And I love it's just a window into Nicolas Cage. Just, I didn't realize. I mean, I figured he was crazy, but I did not anticipate all of it.
The Cobras was the one that was like.
We're talking about Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, the bodyguard / pleasure snakes.
To go bankrupt.
But yeah,
like,
obviously, yeah. I will not. I don't even need a really big excuse to put Cox and Crendor in the description. So yeah, also check them out. They are good stuff. I can confirm. I mean, for everybody who is wait, where's my face? Where's my face?
Hidden by Crendor and Jesse. There we go.
There we are. No, but I mean, I can see that maybe Cox and Crendor is not everybody's cup of tea, but the animated shorts might probably be for more people. So, because
I mean, I know a lot of people that only know co-optional through the animations. So,
yes, I am the Shadow Play review logic, by the way.
Review. Reaction. There we go.
The bathroom session, yes.
We're the bathroom team.
Excellent.
I hope you liked our shower curtain editing.
Oh yeah, right. For everybody who doesn't know, right? That would have been context. We probably could have put out earlier. Like, who is this person? You might have seen her.
In the bathroom.
Oh no.
Yeah, how quick can I pull it up? Let's see. This quick.
Oh, apparently Ninja threw up on his stream.
Oh, God. God, kiddo. A charity stream getting drunk.
People must have donated a lot then. Yay!
Ninja threw up. Getting sick for a cause.
But, yeah. Getting sick for charity. So, for everybody who's wondering who all those 3 people in this stream are.
There's a me.
It's you. And then it's me again.
Mario, and then next to me is Green Mario.
Yeah. It's me again.
Kinda works. It's red and green.
Ta-da! Beautiful.
Now,
Beautiful.
who the hell is this? Is this Yoshi? Are you our Yoshi?
Probably. But yeah, I guess What? Usual yummy pink bleep purple. What? Oh god. Oh god. Really, Yuri? I will not. I will wait to the post show. I will open it somewhere.
Yeah, but
we
what
can
is your media, Maxi? I'm sure you thought about it for a long time.
Absolutely. My media. I mean, I was perfect. It was perfectly planned and everything. I'm superbly prepared, and I have a good excuse to now hide Keyframe's face. Because we don't hide guests here at the Yeah, we don't hide guests here at the AWKWARDCast. But yeah.
You're special, Lauren. You're special, Lauren.
Aw, yeah. You literally are. You are the guest. No.
I was gonna say, Logic said that that I was an awesome addition to the reaction, and that my personality worked with you guys really well.
Yay! So, that's something you like to hear. That's always nice.
It feels nice. Go. I feel warm and fuzzy. And and then we also have a question. Have you heard of the Netflix show The Beat Bugs? I have.
I have not.
We answer questions after media, Lauren.
Okay, but anyway, I just wanted to answer that anyway.
So yeah, as you might already have been able to hear, we are kind of playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm recently. However, I'm not just playing them as a game. There is also, by Cardboard Animations, this beautiful cartoon series of them being drawn in those super cutesy style, with all the characters from Hero doing things, and it's all like, and there's a series from, by now I believe, 35 episodes of it, and I dare to say, yeah, for somebody who does not know the game, many of the jokes are probably lost, or the jokes themselves are probably all lost. You can just enjoy the adorable art styleness. But yeah, understanding gags like the blind character being blinded by light. You even need to know lore to understand this one. So nevertheless, it's a very entertaining playlist. As you can see, it's quite a long playlist. What was it? He just did one animation. Okay, 34 there are. A 34th one, but I believe there are specials in between for the most recent characters that got added to the rooster. But yeah, it's like, just to give one more example about the art style to know what you're up for. Like, how they draw it is like, first of all, completely not bloody, and well, they kind of all are using tricycles and stuff to get around. It's just a very fun animation thing, and if you are familiar with Blizzard games at all, it might be fun for you to just see who you recognize from any of their games. And obviously, link to the playlist down in the description below. Well, this just happened.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
I didn't see you there.
Ah, right. Two can play this game.
Well, oh. But I guess that's our medias.
Those are, and so we are moving on to them questions.
Let's see if we've got any.
Oh, I believe we got some. I'm not sure.
There's some that we're not answering.
I'm also not sure if we have answered. I believe. Wait, let me see this. I actually wanted to ask what one friend into, but okay. Okay. I believe we can start with an as old one as the 21st. Death Alchemist probably asked during the last week's show, but we didn't catch his question in time. Asked what is one franchise you want to get into but feel overwhelmed by the amount of material?
That's a good question.
This is a good question. So thank you, Death Alchemist, for this one.
I need to think about that. Lauren, do you have one?
A franchise that I can't get into because there's just way too
because there's so much stuff about it, you feel overwhelmed to try to get into it.
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, I mean it's on the one
people,
on the one hand,
I just haven't been able to get into the show. I haven't had time to watch a show. It's a lot to get into, and I'm already into enough things that I'm like, I kind of want to focus on that. And so, and Game of Thrones, I get why people like it, but you have to be like super invested into what's happening, and you have to know the story. You can't just jump in from any point.
No, that's true. It's an ongoing story. You need to start at the beginning, but
Exactly.
I mean, also if it's not tingling your fancy, I can see why you not make the time for it. But it's an ending. I mean, as long as we are talking the TV show, I mean, the books are. No, I simply assume that by now Game of Thrones has more written down than all the Harry Potter books or stuff. But it's ending. It has a finite ending. I would say there are probably one or two maximum. I don't even know how many books there are. I just listen to the audiobook. But it's finite. It's one enclosed story that at some point ends. Hopefully, we hope it ends someday. But Mr. Joe Mule was also like with Doctor Who. I can confirm, when I discovered the new Doctor Who, the 2005 Doctor Who, I wanted to go back and start and be all nerd and start at the very beginning and watch all Doctor Who to the up until the new series. No chance.
It's a lot to catch up on there too.
What's this? Why are we hearing ourselves?
Why am I
I
hearing?
don't know why you're here.
Somebody's echoing hard.
It's not me.
That's
But it's-
probably me. Something froze and then went crazy.
I just wanted to say, because there was no echo before, and now we have like super echo. Hello,
Okay,
echo.
there's going to be some technical difficulties for 1 minute.
Please stay tuned. I guess then I cover with something that I was too overwhelmed to. Whoa! Lauren, you're all over the place. Pull yourself together, girl.
It's because everything got disconnected. It threw me off. I'm in like 2 places at once now.
Oh yeah, it's overwhelming indeed. Hello? So far I don't hear myself.
Is it echoing now?
No.
I'm not sure. Hello, echo.
Okay,
Nope,
everything
it's gone.
looks okay now.
It's gone. We are good
I
again.
think the call just glitched, but hooray, we're back. Did you say the thing
No.
you couldn't get into?
No, I haven't yet. I mean, you could go with something obvious like, what's it called? Homestuck? Which is like, well, once again, such a giant thing, and you need to click through it, and it's also very reading heavy, but also kind of interactive and stuff. So this was... There was a actually not very long period of time, but there was a short period of time where I considered it, but then I was like, meh. My interest was not there enough to actually dive into it, so that's one thing. Another example, for example, Pokemon. I don't even know where this begins.
In the 90s.
I never got into it, and by now there are so million bazillion games, and each game has 200,000 Pokemons in them. I'm out. Sorry.
If you play one game, you've played them all.
Yeah, just
Whoa.
Pokemon. That's
Any Pokemon fans raging about this statement? This was Keyframe. Please go to her
this
Twitter.
is coming from a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
The game mechanics are all essentially the same. They have one little new gimmick mechanic, like there's like mega evolutions in one, or some kind of special Z move, which is essentially like an ultimate in another game, and then obviously you get new Pokemon and new lands.
Ooh.
But it's essentially just expansion packs.
Yeah.
Something for you, Keyframe, and then I have a question from the chat.
Here's the thing. I'm someone who really likes going into franchises, so it's very hard for me to pick because, well, I'm into Pokemon, I'm into like a lot of long-standing franchises, Steven Universe, Avatar, Korra, Harry Potter, all this stuff. Doctor Who, I've watched since the 4th Doctor. Like, that was my first Doctor. And so I've been into things that are long-standing. I like those. But there's one thing, and there's 2 subsections of that one thing that I've never been able to fully get into. I only understand the gist of them. Fallout and Fallout Equestria. I cannot. I am terrified to start reading Fallout Equestria because I don't know how long it will take over my life.
62 hours. That's precisely how long the very well done recorded audiobook is.
Yeah, and the thing is, I would get into the Fallout games if I had them and a computer that could run them. But it's like I get a little bit overwhelmed because there's so much lore around things and how things work that I'm just kind of like, I just can't hop into one game, can I?
Yes and no, because the games in and of themselves are contained. You have this story of this one, references and continuations from previous games, but I for my one jumped into Fallout 3. Never played 1 or 2. Then 3, as everybody on the internet will tell you, New Vegas was a better part 3, and part 3 at the end of the day was shit. New Vegas also had its own self-contained story, and eventually when you start looking stuff up here and there, you get a lot of additional lore and knowledge about the older games and what has been established, what happens in the West. But one example, part 1 and 2 are playing on the West Coast, I believe. West, yes. And the newest part plays on the East Coast in Washington. So you also are in a completely different location. So it kind of works, but yeah. No,
yeah, it's like two other tiny things. It's like I have respect for these series, depending on the game, but I can never fully get into is the Resident Evil series and the Silent Hill series. Mostly because it's like I don't know how much of them are self-contained stories and how much of them are actually the overarching.
Yeah,
like because they hop in between those. Like I know Silent Hill hops in between that all the time. Resident Evil does that. It's like I don't know. I can't understand that. I don't like. You're either a self-contained story that's in this shared universe, or you have an ongoing narrative. I hate things that just hop in between them.
I just like the monsters.
I like the monsters. So what's the question from the chat?
One question Comic Book Fanatic asked, which might be a thing for a new segment for the show, but then again I'm not sure if we as the hosts are qualified to do this. Anything you're looking forward to this week or in February? We never have anything to talk about our last week, so I'm kind of pessimistic if we have an ongoing content to talk about next week.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Black Panther in February.
Oh, that's a good thing to look forward to.
And I'm going to be traveling in February, which will be fun.
Are you again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I will just stay at home. I will travel in March the next time.
Oh, well, I'll be staying back home in March anyway, so.
Are you? I saw.
And Lauren just stays home all the time anyway.
Yeah, I work and I come home and I watch Miraculous Ladybug. Anyway.
But so February, you have that to look forward to. Is Black Panther and traveling, except for Lauren.
I'm like, I wish I traveled more often, but that's just not the case.
But so yeah, let me. Oh, here's a question from last week too by Mr. Joe Mule that I don't think we answered.
Oh.
Or if we did answer, well, now we have a new person that can answer it. To all, would all of you ever considered cosplay at a convention? And if so, what character would it be? Or have you ever cosplayed as a character? What's your favorite one? I've cosplayed at conventions all the time. I love cosplaying. I love costumes and stuff. Yes, and is a very good German Star-Lord.
I mean, my beard I'm currently wearing, or I'm not currently wearing, I have been wearing for a month now, is a leftover from my Star-Lord cosplay I did at a convention. Oh, somebody's getting intrigued. Then sometimes as a demo man, and yeah, it was too bad that we didn't have Kichi, that we didn't ask it last week, because Kichi is always cosplaying.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna sneeze.
Oh my God!
No,
don't,
I'm not.
don't.
God damn it! Wait. No. God damn it. No.
So yeah, name some of your cosplays. And here we... Rocket Raccoon!
Mine is in the living room, so I don't want to go get it. But I have that a little side story. Sorry, people who hate our tangents, but little side story. At EQLA on the Thursday before the con, we went to downtown Disney just to hang out and stuff. And we were in a store that had some Guardian stuff.
We're in D Street.
Yeah, we were on D Street, as the hip kids call it. But there was a place that had Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy merch, and there were these are kid jackets, mind you. These are not adult-sized jackets, but the largest size fit me and Lauren. Yes. And we got egged on by everyone to be like, buy it, buy it, buy it. So, and me and Lauren looked at each other and we were like, it's $40 each. But I have a feeling we're going to do good at this con. So what did we do? We both bought matching raccoon jackets that come with a tail. Yep, they come with a tail.
Really, like showing your exposed extremities on screen. I'm scandalized.
Scandal. Is that a mixture between scandal and traumatized?
I have no idea, but now it is.
But yeah, cosplay. I cosplayed quite a few times. I've actually made a kind of resolution that I want to do more, simply because I like costumes. But I've done lapis lazuli, which I
just want to recall. Yeah, I recall lapis and how blue was everywhere in the hotel.
As lapis, but I am never doing full body skin paint ever again. Fuck that shit. She will be a flesh tone lapis. I hated doing the makeup for that.
There was blue all over the hotel room.
And
since it is
the only way that I was able to wash it off, I was like an hour and a half late to going to the convention because I had to wash all the shit off. I used half of A&Y shampoo just to scrub the thing off because it wouldn't come off with regular soap.
Oh, that's where my shampoo went. Glad.
Sorry.
Yeah, and of course, since hotel rooms always have white towels, it looked like we have slaughtered a bunch of Smurfs.
Yeah, but then there was I've also done Panty from Panty and Stocking, to which Kichi did Stocking. That one was fun. I've done Harley Quinn, but I wasn't able to get the pigtails up, so it was like Harley Quinn with like longer hair. And that's also one of my casual cosplays because I have just a Harley Quinn dress that I can't wear anymore because it's too big on me. Actually, some of the cosplays that I'm planning to do this year, which I guess goes into comic book thing of what things are you looking forward to. Kichi is helping me make a Peridot costume. And I am planning to do Krista from Fern Gully, and it's another green-eyed character, Amanda from Little Witch Academia.
Ooh.
All I need to do, because the thing is, I found her entire costume. I just don't know. There's no place that I can find a wig that works with her weird-ass hair because it's like pink on the bottom and orange on the top, so I have to make the wig. So that's going to be a fun challenge. But yeah, I'm planning to do those costumes this year, and it's going to be great.
Also, hashtag blue frame and hashtag Roadie Raccoon.
I like Roadie Raccoon. That's cute. It's just like Lauren. So yeah, there's that question. Lauren, if you ever wanted to cosplay as a character, what would you cosplay as? Besides Rocky Raccoon, because that's just me putting on a hoodie.
It's already a given. I guess in the past, I technically kind of, sort of cosplayed as Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's. But what I would like to do, I guess, is sticking with the Fox theme. I really would like to be, well, they call her Rena Rouge. She's on Miraculous Ladybug. She's the new unveiled Miraculous.
Do we have to say spoilers?
No,
but
I mean,
I'm not saying
it's the first time that we've had.
There's a character.
The Fox Miraculous was already introduced, so.
Yeah. So it's like we already knew there was going to be a Fox one because there was already an Akuma that took on the form of
the Lupina.
Fox. Yeah. who sucks. Anyway.
You know.
Bye, Lila. But yeah, anyway. So I think the way that Rena Rouge looks now, and I'm not saying that with any spoilers because I'm just stating, I would love to do Rena Rouge.
That would,
just
you would
way
work that well.
Coming back to my original statement, you are a dirty furry.
Nice. But, so that was that question. We got a question from Katrina, and I'm going to reword it because I don't get the term. Are there any platitudes that you can't stand hearing? I looked up the definition, and it's the definition of platitudes is a remark or statement, especially with moral content. So I guess like a metaphor or a saying that you can't stand.
That's yeah. Platitudes is like those empty phrases.
The thing is, it's not a bad question. It's just I have to think about it because I just get annoyed with people. So when they just say annoying things, it's just an addition to the annoyance. Yeah.
One that used to drive me up the walls is basically in my younger years when I was more frustrated about my relationship status. The very annoying saying of the right one will come. The right one will come. Don't worry. And I don't like the statement for so many reasons. First of all, it's a platitude. It's an annoying platitude. Like there. Shut the fuck up about your unsatisfied love life. Second, it kind of promotes passiveness. Like they will come. Like just sit down and wait for it to happen, which is the worst thing you can do in this case. Go out there, live, and yes, then through living you will probably run into somebody. I mean, desperately searching is also not good, but as usual, middle ground. And this
it's a balance. There's a balance.
And the passive, this extremely passive thing of they will come to you is like a horrible message. Then the right one is something probably I simply like. There is not the right one. There are people who are more compatible and less compatible, but the right one, like, sorry, this is not a fairy tale where you live happily ever after. There are billions of people out there. There are, among those billions are thousands you probably can be happy and lucky and live with and have a great life.
And that's stupid.
Bam!
Sorry to sound like that stupid episode.
This is an idea. I need to write this down. I need to write this down. This isn't that stupid episode right here.
The phrase I hate is you're a natural or born talent. I hate it. I hate that so much as a creative. The thing is, there are certain things that you can inherit. Like I'm not saying inherent skills are not a thing. They are. However, I have met people that exceed more through practicing, even if their starting point wasn't as good as someone else's starting point, and succeeding a lot more. I hate the term, oh, you're a natural born talent. Like, it just promotes this thing of why try when this person was just destined to do this. I hate the idea of destiny, so...
Coming from the side of a person with absolutely no talent, once again, it's a middle ground thing. I can see why you are annoyed that people just brush off any success as talent, or on the other hand are like, oh, if you don't have talent, why even try? I can completely see why this is stupid. Oh god, the next one is already...
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing, and it uses our guest right here. When I saw Lauren's art and like her starting point, like when she was like 13 or 14, I was like, I want to draw like that. Her starting point was a lot better than what my starting point was, and now with hard work and practice, I'm at a skill where yes, our art looks completely different. Hers is Disney, mine is cartoons. But I say on technical skill, there are things that we're equal at, and there are some things I'm better at than her. And that's not me being mean. She admits it.
No, it's true.
But like, to me, it's like, yeah, that stuff to me, I would say, yes, my talent or my skills are in drawing. However, I don't think I was naturally born with a talent or destined to be an artist. I just put in the work.
Which,
so I hate
the
phrase that you're just a natural born talent.
Yeah. I mean, there are exceptions which are so ridiculously talented without any exercise or training that it is really just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying inherent skill is a thing. I'm not saying that it's not. I just hate the phrase. But
Fair
what
enough.
about you, Lau?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
You had two monologues time to come up with one.
I know, but it's like because you guys took ones that I also don't like. So I guess another one that I really don't like is it was meant to be. Because it's like sometimes you can have control over a situation. And so it's like when you're just leaving it to be as it is. Like there's some things, yes, it was meant to be. And other things are like, no, it didn't have to be this way. Like if something ended terribly, oh, it was meant to be. But no, you do, and especially as Keyframe knows, I've been getting more and more into meditation. There are some things that are meant to be and some that, according to the laws of attraction and the laws of, willing things into being, it is possible that you can change the outcome. It doesn't always have to be it was meant to be. You can change certain things and you can change the course of your life and your path. And it's not like, it's nothing set in stone. That's another thing. It's just, it's all about growth and being able to say, I do have power in this situation. I can go out and do that. Just because something looks bad doesn't mean I can't change it. It looks permanent, but that's just an illusion. We can, in fact, change certain things depending on the situation.
Wow, this is getting one of the more
philosophical. Really deep, but
I know. Yeah. I love it.
So
I love it.
have a question that actually would be a great way to lighten things up.
Oh my.
Odie on.
I saw this one too. Yes.
What's the worst thing you've accidentally burnt down while cooking? I just want to say, do you mean burnt like the food, or do you mean like actually burn down the kitchen?
I mean, if you actually burn something down, this top simply burn food, so please go for it.
Because I have stories that work with both of those phrases.
Well...
okay, I guess that was my invitation. The first one is something I did. The second one is actually something my dad did, because my dad's kitchen stories are so much more entertaining than mine, because I'm a good cook. So when things happen, they're usually by accident or I was a dumb kid. Actually, it wasn't my dad, it was my uncle. But anyway, the thing I did, I was making tea, and I put the kettle on, and I was just sitting in the living room watching TV and stuff, waiting for the tea to boil. And I kind of fell asleep. I woke up to the alarm of the smoke detector, and I look over. Half of the tea kettle is like singed, and this was like a bright red tea kettle, and half of it is black. And I'm like, shit. Except I didn't say that because I was like 13, and until I met the Brony people, I never cursed. That's a fun fact about me. You people made me curse. But
and I brought you into this community, so you're welcome.
Yeah,
I corrupted you.
I did. This is a confession. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Oh my. Here we go.
Instead of telling my parents, because my parents weren't home, instead of telling my parents I burnt the teapot, I kind of threw it away in the backyard under the patio so no one could ever find the tea kettle ever again. And they asked me, Chrissy, where's the tea kettle? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you always like, oh, I'm such a good daughter. Right.
That was my one sin. Look, if you had the parents I had, you wouldn't want to admit those things.
Fair, true. Good point.
Don't make me go dark. But the other story, this ended up with a broken leg.
We were asking about burning stuff.
Not from me. Not for me. This is back when I was like 6 or 7, so I was still in New York. I was sick. I was sick at home, and my uncle was living with us at the time, and he made me soup and all that stuff, doing what you do to take care of a little kid. My mom and dad were at work. We had a gas stove, and my uncle was hard at seeing, so he didn't actually see that he didn't turn the stove off all the way, so the gas was leaking the entire time.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I was in the back of the house, so I didn't get to smell the gas or anything, so I was fine. But my mom and dad came home and just were wafted with the smell of gas, and they were like, "Where's Chrissy? Where's Chrissy?" Everything's going on. My uncle's having a low blood sugar moment because he was diabetic, so he was like, "Hey." Like, he was out of it. So they're calling the hospital for my uncle, and my dad walks outside. It's raining, and we live in a 2-story house with stairs on the outside. He slips on a piece of wet newspaper. His leg goes one way, and the other one goes the other, and breaks his leg.
Oh,
Lovely,
God.
lovely.
So turn off your stove all the way, children, or people are going to break their legs, apparently. So one was an actual burn down story, but when am I going to talk about the kitchen causing a broken leg?
True, true. Lauren,
But,
what about you?
So those were mine. What about you, Max?
Or-
What was the worst thing you've ever
Or should we
burnt
go?
off to me?
Let go Lauren first.
Oh,
What's the worst thing I've ever burnt?
Yes.
or burnt down?
Burnt down? I'm not
Or have
really
you burned
into that.
somebody on the internet really hard? That's also a good story.
I'm not really susceptible to burning stuff as much, but I do remember trying to make like kind of like a spinach and artichoke dip, and doing crescent rolls for the bread. Like, so you made like a ring around the cheese.
Yeah.
Baked it all together. And I remember, I think there was an attempt one time that it was, I did something wrong with the dough. I did something wrong with the timing on that, because I was trying to do this is like one of those Pinterest stories, where you try to make something on Pinterest and it doesn't. So that's what I remember was the rim around the bread ring burned. Like, the cheese was okay in the middle. The cheese spinach artichoke dip was fine, and then it's just everything around it was not.
I just imagine the
point of
entire ring on fire.
And
And then, like, just nice cheese.
No, it's like, and then I also set fire to a bowl of cereal.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding about that one.
Okay, I was about to say that's an interesting story you're keeping from us.
No,
I really don't have much of a history of burning stuff. It's just like I'm too paranoid. Even being in chemistry, I hated chemistry class, first of all, because I was paranoid about setting myself on fire or burning myself on acid or puncturing myself with a broken pipette. Because
Get on my level, scrub. Get on my level of klutziness and no apathy towards danger.
Like, you want to
Seriously.
know what my introduction to chemistry class was in high school? We watched a video of what to do and what not to do in terms of lab safety. What they showed us on how to stick a pipette into like a little cork, it showed like, you twist it in because it's like a rubber cork. You twist it in. You don't jam it in. What happens when you jam it in is apparently it snaps in two and you puncture your hand with it and it flushes blood everywhere.
we asked
That's
about
what-
burn stories. Thank you very much.
And that was in
Well
80s.
then, okay. What about you, Maxie?
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who constantly does forget stuff, like on the stove or in the oven. So I had a few black pizzas or not kettles, but pots full of rice, and the lowest. I once forgot one pot completely, so it was no water in it whatsoever. Like, the bottom was burn on rice, and the funny thing is the what's it called when you have a muster, like a relief, like
Word hippo?
no. I'm looking for the... I know the German word, but I'm looking for the English one. Pattern.
Yes,
Yes.
we're still talking about bird food. This is the content you came for.
Yes. No, I had... the burned rice was so bad that I actually had the pattern of rice burned into the pot.
You
forever.
singed rice into your pot.
Yes. It never came. The pattern never came out. I could still use the pot. The pot was not ruined, but there was a little brown black pattern with the outlines of rice corns. And then I win.
That beats my tea kettle story. That beats the tea kettle.
All I can think of is burning rice, and I just think of you remember Stevie Ricks, British comedian.
Yes.
And his impression of John and Yoko. Yoko, the rice caught fire again.
I do remember that. But, oh wait, I have one story worse.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
And it's completely incriminating towards me. I want to preface that I was 6 years old when this happened.
Uh-huh.
So it's not cooking. No, wait, it was cooking. I'm thinking of my mom's story where she put a firework in the drawer and lit it on fire by accident. That's a story for another day. But
what a year!
My story was I had a kid cuisine packet, so like one of those old frozen dinners kind of thing. And it usually says 2 to 3 minutes. I accidentally put it in for 20 minutes to the point that the chicken nuggets were charcoal.
Oh no.
And the part of the plastic of the kid cuisine thing melted onto the plate on the microwave.
You can
I was
now, right?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, because people are probably going to ask, where the hell were your parents? We lived in a 2-story house, and we were moving in between moving to the upstairs part, because we used to live in the downstairs part, but then we took in my dad's aunt, and she was old and stuff, so she lived there. So we were moving upstairs. So they were downstairs moving stuff, and I was like, I want to have lunch. And my mom was like, here, just make the kid with cuisine, put it in the microwave. You're not that dumb of a kid. I was not a dumb kid. I just didn't know numbers that well. And it said 223, and I was thinking 22:30. So I put it in for 22 minutes, and my mom came in, and I'm trying to eat these burnt chicken nuggets because I as a child was taught to eat the food on my plate. I thought that's just how they were supposed to be, and my mom was like, "Chrissy, what in the hell are you eating?" And I'm like, "Chicken nuggets." What the hell was that?
This was the sound of eating those chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it sounded like. But like, I was 6 years old, but I have distinct memory of like sitting there looking at it and trying to get to eat the pudding that was in it, because they had like warm pudding that you would eat it, and it was bubbling, boiling, and burning my finger, and I was like, this is what pain is.
It tastes like burning.
It tastes like burning. But, so yeah, 6-year-old Keyframe knew all of her multiplication tables and can read at a 3rd grader level. Didn't know when to put the chicken nuggets in for the right amount of time.
Ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. I have another nice one from Logic in the chat. Logic is here.
Okay.
Do you find it irritating when people put themselves down or underrate themselves no matter how good they are at something, because it makes them feel upset that they can't see, because it makes me, or us in this context, upset because they can't see how good they are like I do?
This feels like this is a loaded question.
It's probably a follow-up to our earlier discussion about the entire talent thingy.
Here's the thing. I'm someone who clinically is depressed and has low self-esteem. I'm better at it than some people to build myself up because I had to when I was a kid and had no friends. But I can understand why people are like that. But yeah, it does make me feel bad when my friends are like, I suck. And it's like, no, you don't suck.
I believe it was more about stuff like drawing or content or art, not on the person.
It can sometimes be a little bit aggravating when it's like, look at this doodle, it sucks. And it's like, Michael,
whoop, there she goes. Well,
she froze.
Well, there she goes. But there she's back. She's back. Oh, and we have the echo again. Woohoo!
No, not again.
Yep,
Okay,
technical
be right back.
difficulties incoming. Okay, no, but here's the thing where I can. Oh wait, he's actually adding to it because my mother does things, but never thinks she does doing good enough, and it breaks my heart. Oh, it actually is about. So yeah, sorry, Logic. I misinterpreted it as this usual thing where people are like they can play. This is one of my experiences with it. There was a guitar player and he was playing like super great, and everybody was like, "Wow, dude, you play guitar so well." And he was like, "Oh no, not really. You see, no, I need to practice." And I thought you were going into this direction, but apparently, Keyframe, you have been closer to it after all.
Yeah, but I want to end this podcast on something a little bit funnier and happier than that.
Yeah. I'm
Do you want to share your face with us while doing it?
I have my camera on. I don't know why it's not.
It doesn't pick up on the camera because so far we don't see anybody in this call except me.
Oh.
Oh, the problem is when your camera is not working, you also basically kill Lauren with it. Or Lauren's view or whatever.
I'm split into 2 dimensions.
Ooh. Nice necklace, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Because it was not visible before.
Yeah, I'm like, because of my angle. Yeah, no, this is clear quartz, and then this is angel aura quartz. They're both for like meditation. This is for clarity, and this is for talking to your guides and angels and stuff
So
like that.
actually deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah, there's actually different meanings to different crystals, and you charge them and stuff like that. It's really cool. And then same thing with these like little power beads here. Like I have rose quartz. Yeah, this is
I like just the difference between your accessoires that actually have a deeper meaning behind them and stuff, and mine.
There we go.
Mine is just.
See me now.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can see you.
And mine is just the egocentrical representation of my own online brand. So the difference between people. Yeah, and Keyframe just has nothing there.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Décolletés and their accessoires. Then again, no, not décolleté. Lauren doesn't have a décolleté. Or wearing it, something. Oh god, I'm shutting up. I can only make it worse at this point.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Me neither. No, but yeah, Logic. On a lighter to give it a little bit of an answer. On a lighter note, if we are just talking like a lot of people are self-conscious and a lot of people are self-critical, and they have a harder time with being really proud of their achievements, being like, yeah, I did good. It's something that people need to learn. Often enough, people really have like also their goals for themselves put so high. They're so much more critical with themselves that they have a hard time being like, I did good. Even so, they look up to other people who are on the same level or even inferior, but for themselves they set ridiculous high standards, which is the other extreme to people who glorify themselves all the time without any real achievements, trying not to get political, which I got by just saying this. Keyframe, you wanted to lighten the mood.
Oh no, I was just going. See, the thing is that I said before the call glitched and destroyed everything. About the talent thing, it's like we are our worst critics as an artist. I can say that for certain. I've had plenty of moments where I just want to lie in the hallway and kind of stare at the ceiling in existential crisis of, I have no talent. What am I doing with my life? But so I understand fully. Doesn't make the urge to wring someone's neck when they are so good and they say that they suck any less. If Lauren ever came up to me and being like, I'm not good enough, I'm going to be like, I want to slap you and then I want to hug you. But so
please
that's
do so on camera.
on
Please
that.
do so on camera. Please do so on camera.
Why do you want to? Oh God! I answered my own question in my head.
Well, dear, do we have any more good questions here?
Let's see.
Nightfall asked, what new anime do you want to see or absolutely love? Well,
Can we put an embargo on anime questions for the next 4 podcasts? Because I feel like we answer this question every podcast.
but it's a new anime season. It's the spring season, so there are new animes.
A lot of them, actually.
Okay. I see anime is getting...
The new anime that I want to watch is Shrek. Shrek 5 coming in 2019.
Keyframe, seriously.
Bush Hartman even said it's his favorite anime, so...
No, I just... You know, if you don't want to talk about anime, it's fine, but right now, you're really just making it, I don't know, awkward.